Hi, welcome to Take It to the House. I'm your host, Michelle Bundy, along with co-host Greg Rashid.
The Real Sports Authority. We're going to have an exciting show, as we always do today. We're going to have footage from the Nuggets, also footage from the Avalanche, Patrick Waugh, Joe Sakic, other players.
That's for sure. But first, let's start off with what happened this week. Of course, my team, the Broncos. Portis.
Oh, Portis
getting
yes.
the the NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year, which was pretty impressive considering that he didn't even start the first 4 weeks, and he beat out his former teammate Jeremy Shockey of the Giants, the tight end there, who probably a lot of people, if you didn't live in Denver, thought it was going to go to Jeremy.
Oh, they were sure of that.
Yeah.
But Clinton Portis joins the pantheon, if I could say, the pantheon of running backs.
He's always bringing these great words.
That's
here
right.
To the show.
I read my dictionary every day. But the pantheon of running backs in the with the Broncos, he joins that list, and I feel that he is going to be considered, if he doesn't get hurt.
Yeah, it's always the injury barring.
He probably will break all of Terrell Davis's records with the Broncos and will be a 10,000 or more yard rusher in the NFL.
A lot of them. I'm sure he will. I'm sure he is going to.
The key thing with him is that I think he needs to bulk up just a little bit, because near the end of the season, he's like he's about 180.
But he's a little guy, and I think if he bulks up much more than he was, he's not going to be able to move all that because his legs were only so long.
I know you Bronco fans are still upset because you didn't get in the playoffs this year. But maybe 5 years from now you might get in there. But we do have playoffs this weekend, and
that would mean that the Broncos didn't get in for 5 years plus what? It's been at least 3 years, so 8 years. I doubt it.
Salary cap. But anyway, this Saturday, as the show airs, we got Pittsburgh at Tennessee, and also we got Atlanta at Philadelphia.
That one I think will be a good game.
I think that's going to be a superb game.
Vic against McNabb.
Yeah, that's going to be a showdown there. And I was I was looking at my 8-inch black and white television at the Atlanta Green Bay game.
I would like to see this 8-inch black and white television. I've never seen it. I don't think he has one.
Oh, I haven't. I look at everything on that, and I was in awe of Michael Vick. I mean, the things he was doing it was amazing. I
told you. I'm not usually one to say I told you so. But what did I say before preseason even, beginning of the season? Michael Vick is the one to watch.
And I am really just in awe of this kid. But despite that, I just believe that when they go to Philadelphia today, that's going to be the end of the Falcons season, that the Philadelphia Eagles will win that game.
What are you basing that on?
My intuition this week. And I just believe
the man's intuition.
That's right, my abilities. I just believe that Philadelphia is going to win this game 33-10 over Atlanta.
Okay.
And in the other game, Pittsburgh at Tennessee, I think Tennessee is going to win that. I know Tennessee is going to win that game. They're going to win it by the score 31-24. I still can't believe that Pittsburgh won that game Sunday. I think the refs
was a little crazy.
It was a little crazy.
But you know what? That was a little coaching. I think there was a mistake on that part, because how are you going to throw a play like that, throw a pass to get a little bit closer and not let the guy get out of bounds? I mean, I'm sorry, kick the ball. If it's that close to where you can't even get the play off, I mean, not to be confused with playoffs, you don't even run the play. You just kick the darn ball, right?
It made no sense.
You would think. So you hate to see mistakes like that.
And that's what Butch Davis did. That was Clinton Portis' old coach down in Miami.
Right.
So,
but the game last Sunday, the 49ers, did you guys catch it?
Yeah, the 49ers.
My team. No, that game is going to go down in history. From what you hear everybody saying, that comeback was the second biggest in NFL playoff history ever.
And they beat one of my favorite teams, the New York Giants, and I was really shocked by that, but that was a great game.
It was a great comeback, and you heard some drama afterwards, like there always is, that, hey, you know what, the guy that was downfield really was eligible, and they should have called pass interference, but truth be told, time was already off the clock, so even if they would have called it, they wouldn't have put it back on, as we witnessed with the Broncos. I don't remember which game it was, but remember that going into half where they went to go kick the field goal and there was some sort of issue. Actually, they made it, but then there was a flag.
I think it was Indianapolis.
Right, there was a flag, and so they just said, nope, not only does it not count, but you don't get time back on the clock, blah, 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 blah. So they wouldn't have put the time back on there, so it's not a valid point anyway. Yeah. And even though that guy was eligible, there was others that were downfield that weren't eligible. So
they came back for 21
to 34,
right.
I think is what it was.
Right.
And that was one where you're on the edge of your seats. And the fighting, I mean, I'm not a proponent for fighting, but that game was exciting. You see gosh, I can't think of his name right now, but fly across and tackle this guy. I mean, it wasn't like they were up in each other's face and just started shoving and then fighting like usual. This guy just came and bam, flew, and he looked like he was on wrestling.
Well, it does look like the WWE, but
Yeah.
you know, San Francisco plays tomorrow at Tampa Bay.
Right, which is going to be good. And you know, I got to say one thing.
What's that?
There's a thing going on that's a crazy phenomenon. Nobody who's ever lost to Tampa Bay during the regular season has won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, the other night I had the opportunity to see the Avalanche lose to the Calgary Flames. They're not one of the better teams in the league, but they have a new coach in Daryl Sutter, and he's done a great job with them. And they're on a little hot streak right now.
A lot of people have new coaches
Yeah,
right now.
in the NHL, you just go
Right,
like that.
right.
In fact, Bob Hartley is right now talking to the Atlanta Thrashers about being the head coach down there.
Really?
And that's the worst team in the league, but I think he could do
Hartley
something
could
down.
do, that's what I was going to say. He could do something with those guys. So.
But let's go down in the locker room and talk to Joe Sakic, Patrick Waugh, and Peter Forsberg about the loss the other night. What do you see in the team, in the Calgary team, that didn't occur the last time they were here? Besides the coaching change.
Well, I mean, they're just playing a lot harder. I mean, the big line's healthy. Jerome seems to be healthy, and he's flying out there. And you know, they're all playing well. They're playing with confidence.
Thanks a lot.
You know, when we're playing good, there should be somebody there to cover the D up, and I think that's what we've been playing lately. You know, the D's been stepping up. We've been generating more chances and getting puck and playing in their zone instead of our zone, and much more. But tonight there was nobody to cover up, and that's just bad. You know, we left Patty by himself 10 times, and 3-on-2, 2-on-1, and we can't do that if we're going to win some games.
In converse, with knowing that, is that a fairly easy thing to fix then?
Well, it's easy, yeah. If everybody's ready and know what we have to do on the ice, there should be somebody there, and I think it's been there most of the times. You know, lately somebody's been covering up, but today it wasn't. You know, if you look at the goals, 3-on-2, 2-on-1, 3-on-1. I mean, you can't give up those chances if you're going to win the game.
Third man is the last guy in offensive zone, has to be on the defensive side, and a lot of time our third guy it was not tonight, and that creates a 2-on-1. If you want the defenseman to stand up and support the attack, you need a solid third man, a player that will be there for on the defensive side. And if the guy beats him, at least it's going to be a forward and a defenseman, and we'll play a 2-on-2 instead of give up 2-on-1. And I thought tonight we gave way too many 2-on-1.
If I can ask you one question, Patrick, what is Calgary doing differently now that you see than the last couple of times that you played them?
I thought they played with great urgency tonight. I mean, they had a lot of energy, and they were moving really well, and they play well. But I really honestly think we beat ourselves tonight. Way too many 2-on-1s and 3-on-1 on the last goal. I mean, if you want to win against any team in this league, you cannot give up that type of chances.
Thanks a lot.
Well, you heard Wah say they have a need for a third person.
Right. And one thing the other night, they didn't have Rob Blake in there. He was injured and he couldn't play. Hopefully he'll be coming back very soon. I also had an opportunity to go into the Calgary locker room and talk to Jerome Angela, who led the league last year in scoring.
That's right.
And he's the first black athlete in the NHL to lead the league in scoring. And I talked to him about the coaching changes with his team. Also, I had the opportunity to talk briefly with Chris Drury. What difference I know someone's already asked you this, but what difference has Daryl Sutter made to the team?
Well, it's there was a while there where we weren't sure who our new coach was going to be, and as players we try and stay focused and be professionals and come to the rink, but we're also we're fans. We're thinking about what's going on, who is our next coach going to be, and now that we have it just helps our focus be that much more. And Daryl really wants us to be focused when we come to the rink, whether it's practice, whether it's game. And he demands the same things as other coach, but he has a different way of doing it. And his first things that he emphasizes are intensity, competing, and being ready to go at the start of each period. And I think that we've really concentrated on those things, and it's working right now.
How's the comfort level now being in Calgary?
Well, I feel pretty good. Guys, in the city, and everyone made me feel pretty comfortable, and it's been a pretty easy transition.
Well, speaking of coaching changes, one of the ones that has recently in the last, I guess it was 9 months ago,
right,
was Bzdelik was named as the Nuggets head coach. And it was interesting. A couple nights ago at the Pepsi Center, he got a chance to go up against Pat Riley,
That's
who
right.
he used to be an assistant coach for, and he got a chance to maybe get back at his former mentor, who would not allow him to sign with anybody else. So
Yeah.
there was a little bit of, I don't know what you call it there,
But
but
tension, actually,
yeah,
tension. And he was,
tension.
and even though Jeff Bzdelik said that he wasn't upset with him, you could see it.
Well,
you could
of
kinda
course
see
you're
it,
going to be,
yeah.
because anyone who is not going to give you that chance to further your career when you've done a good job and basically stand in your way, you're going to have some sort of whatever against them. But the Nuggets came in and got one for their coach. I mean, it was a good game. I think at the end of the game they were ahead by 10.
Oh yeah, it was 82-72 the end of the game.
Right. So let's go down and look at Bzdelik, excited coming off the court after that big win.
Don't this hit make my people wanna 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 act the fool. You better watch out.
You saw how excited Bzdelik was, but Riley, on the other hand, was a little bit more somber. And I asked him, I said, you guys just got out-hustled tonight, and he disagreed with me, and he did not give props to the Nuggets. What he said was that just none of their buckets were falling, which was true. They were 0 for 7 for the 3 points, which you don't see very often. And but he didn't give props to the Nuggets. What he said is just basically nothing was going down for him. It was one of those nights, there was a lid on the basket, so to speak. Let's go down and listen to Riley.
No, we didn't get out hustled. We got beat. We didn't get out hustled. We worked very hard. We just got beat. And probably, the bottom line to the thing is we just could not contain their very best player. Howard had a great game, and we didn't get anything from, anybody but Karan, really. I thought AC played well, but, our shooters just were dying on us.
Realistically, how much of this is caused by Travis and
Oh, I think a lot of it. I don't want to use that as an excuse, but this is a chance for guys to step up. And there's an old rule is that one time when you start digging a hole for yourself, you want to shovel the dirt out, not back on top of you.
After the game, we also caught up with Ryan Bowen and Junior Harrington. Why don't we go down and listen to those guys?
He just went about it as he does every game and got us motivated. But you could tell deep down that he really wanted this one.
I'm guessing physically over, I think it's a season high in minutes played for you tonight as well. In shape for the 35 minutes?
I normally am, but the flu kind of wiped me out, so I'm trying to get back to not having been able to eat a whole lot. I think that's why my calves were cramping up at the end. But for the most part, I felt pretty good out there.
At home, and it's good to get a win for the fans and for us.
Did you know that your head coach really wanted this win tonight?
Yeah, I believe he didn't really say anything too much about it, but you could tell that he wanted this win, and he wanted it for us. Not only, that Pat Riley was his former, head coach, but he just wanted to get this win.
Hey, what's your critique on your good friend Vince Yarbrough at the point guard position?
He's doing a good job. For someone who's never, in even high school or college, come out and play the point, and then to now be in the NBA and have to play the point. It's not easy. And then, he's doing a very good job. He's, playing good defense, getting everybody involved, and so he's doing a good job with it.
You had a career high in assists and rebounds tonight, but you only took 4 shots. And you're trying to focus your attention more on other aspects of the game besides shooting.
I know right now my shot's struggling, so I still have to keep being aggressive and still take open shots. But when you see your shot not going, you have to do other things. Try to get into the lane, create for your teammates, and just hit the boards. That's what coach has been preaching all year for perimeters to get rebounds. So that's something I've been focusing on.
Thanks for your time, Jimmy.
All right, thank you.
Well, you saw they were in good spirits. One person who was maybe not as happy as excited was Donnell Harvey, who twisted his ankle, or as they called it, rolled it out.
Right.
I'm not sure what that is, but it's kind of like a sprained ankle. And you'll see him on crutches here, and he had it all wrapped up. Hopefully he can come back, because I think he contributes to the Nuggets quite a bit.
Oh, yeah.
And he puts on a show, too, if nothing else. He's always putting, throwing the ball in and hanging on the rim.
He's a dunker.
He's a showman. So let's go down to Harvey.
No, it was my fibula. That's why I wear this the sleeve during the game. But no, I kind of rolled my ankle this time bad. So just waiting to see what update from the doctor tomorrow. It kind of hurt bad. First time I really felt that way.
E como nós estamos aqui em Denver, tem uma altitude grande, favorece nosso físico, ganhamos o jogo.
Okay, I'm gonna have to break these up soon. Como é que começaste? Portland is a very big team full of big names. They came in here. They always play strong. They came in with a hard game last night, and perhaps the altitude and the day rest we had maybe have helped us win this game, push it further ahead.
On the offensive end, shots are starting to fall a little bit more for us, and if that's the case, then we can continue to win more games.
Got to ask you about that dunk. Was that you've got the ball, and is that
Right.
just instinct, or are you thinking about that?
It was just I mean, I really probably wanted to shoot the three. I mean, but then I just saw the guy running at me. When I took that first step, it was like whoever jumped was kind of going to be in trouble. Just took off.
Is that your best one in the NBA? In a game situation?
Yeah, I think so, man. Like the first dunk in traffic that I got to really get my feet under me and really go upstairs. I mean, I had some pretty good dunks, a couple against Cleveland, but that was, a pretty exciting one in a close game like this, and we pull out the victory. So.
It's really good to see them in spirits like that, but there's still, I just have a feeling that there will be a couple of players gone by March, in particular Marcus Camby, because I've heard rumors that he's not really happy being here, even though he hasn't played yet. The fact is, he's an East Coast guy, and he wants to get back east.
A lot of those guys, though, come to town, and they're just not really, believe it or not, Denver's considered a small town when you come in from the East Coast. And in his situation, he's not even playing. So think about it. He's just hanging out, sitting with the team, watching the team play, and granted the team hasn't won a lot of times for him, to get too excited about. And then he's also in unfamiliar territory in a town where it's just not quite as moving as New York City.
Or DC. But
or DC, right.
But the thing is, I just feel that he's going to be gone. And I think Juwan Howard, my sources tell me that Juwan may be gone by March.
By March?
And it wouldn't surprise me if he goes to the Lakers, because they really need someone like that at the power forward right now, because they're having a hard time. I wouldn't be surprised if you see Shamaki Walker with the Lakers here. Or maybe maybe Robert Ory, too.
Robert Ory?
Because of the salary cap and all. But we'll see what happens. But I just have a feeling there are going to be some trades and dumping of salaries coming up.
The funny thing is that wouldn't be surprising, because many Nuggets don't stay for a whole full year. So.
Unfortunately,
so
that's true.
As much as that rumor is that you're putting out there, it probably will come to pass. Speaking of sports, we've had some newcomers come to Denver that we're going to be covering, and one of them I'm sure you've all heard about is the Crush. Before we move on to the Crush, we also want to tell you about the Mammoth. Now, they surprised everybody the other night at the Pepsi Center. How many people did they have show up?
Over 16,000. People were shocked.
And by the way, that is professional lacrosse, and they're called the Mammoth.
Yeah,
Is
Colorado
it the Denver
Mammoth.
or Colorado? It's Colorado?
Colorado Mammoth. Okay. They are the old DC team.
Uh-huh.
It's a championship team, actually. You got and it's called box lacrosse. And frankly, both of us can say, we don't know that much.
We will be learning
We'll
about
learn
this
it.
sport.
As you learn it, we will learn it.
Right.
We just know a little bit about it, but they have the greatest player ever in lacrosse. His last name is Gatt, if I'm not mistaken.
It sounds right.
And he is like the greatest player ever. And the Denver fans, the Colorado, folks in Colorado are fortunate to have this team here.
Yep, just what we need. More teams to support.
That's right. And more teams to cover.
More teams to cover.
That's right.
Anyway, let's move on to the Crush. The Crush had a get to meet the Crush or something like that. What were they billing it as?
Just basically coming out, meet the players, go get some autographs.
Right, and we went down to the Pepsi Center. John Elway was there. We got to see the layout, and as you'll see here in this footage in a little bit, it's a beautiful site.
It is very nice.
They have turf, artificial turf, which is on top of some box, some wood platforms of some sort, and
what surprised me is no give to it. That was scary.
Somebody's getting hurt. I'm already going to tell you right now, so just be careful, guys. But the thing is it looks so nice in the Pepsi Center. It's very aesthetically pleasing. And I know that's usually not what you think of when you think of sports, but it looks nice.
It does. I was really impressed with that. I had never been on an arena football field.
Right.
And it was really impressive.
And as you'll see, the biggest difference, besides the fact it's on artificial turf, is the way they have the end zone. Above that, they have and I'm assuming they still call it the field goal bars, or what do they call that?
It's the goalpost.
Still the goalpost, okay.
It's the goalpost.
And it's really not much wider than this. And then they have nets on the side so that you can't, the ball can't go past. What happens is if the kicker if he misses it and it hits the net, the ball can bounce back and the play's not dead. They can grab the ball and the opposing team can turn around and run and score with it if they can. So you kind of got to be careful when you're kicking that field goal, make sure that it goes through. And it was kind of reminiscent when I saw that and they were explaining to us why it's like that. It reminded me of the Broncos, that field goal that they tried to kick there in Baltimore fiasco. When it didn't quite even go out of the end zone, it didn't go through the goalpost, but the guy caught it literally, like right in the back of the end zone there, and ran it all the way back for a touchdown.
107 yards.
Right, so that's one thing. They do that on purpose here in arena football. But the thing is the players get a chance to play both offense and defense, and a lot of them don't get to do that once they get much past the high school level.
Right.
So not only do they either get a hit, but they get a B hit, or not only do they get to try to bat the ball down, they're trying to catch the ball. And a lot of guys, I think, I read in the paper today, I think it was an interview with Cyron Brown, who we'll talk about in a minute, was saying it's kind of nice because you get stagnant there for a while just playing the same position. But in the Arena Football League, it just, with the turnovers and the way it works, you just get it, you turn around and now all of a sudden you're on offense, or all of a sudden you're on defense.
Old-time football,
right.
Two-way players.
Right.
And if you ever played alley ball, street ball, that's what we would do.
That's the way it is, exactly. So make sure you go out and get your tickets, because I have a feeling that these tickets are going to be sold out here shortly.
And I thought it was like about 12,000 out there as far as fans.
Really?
I was surprised by all the folks that were out
that
there.
were out to support. Why don't we go down to some of that footage, and we'll start off with the quarterback, John Dutton. And he was the Arena League's, what do they call it, the MVP?
He's the MVP of the Arena Bowl.
Okay,
that was the championship
Arena
game.
Bowl. Right. We're still learning all the technical terms. But why don't we go down to John?
I think everyone here wants to get back to the NFL and have that opportunity. And, I never really got a great opportunity with them. And like I said, I'm just, if an opportunity comes around, I'm going to take it and go run with it.
What is it that you like about the Arena Football League?
Well, being a quarterback, you're scoring. If you don't score 50 points, you're not going to win the game. And a lot of the pressure's on the quarterback. It's on the shoulders of us. And you're throwing the ball almost every down. So just the fast pace of the game just really is it's a fun brand of football to play.
What do you have to do differently as far as getting in shape for arena football versus regular football?
Not really for quarterback. It's pretty much the same, but
there's a lot of cardio.
Yeah, you just got to be ready because it's real quick. It's up and down. Get things going crazy up and down off the net, off the boards and everything. And for a quarterback, we got to get our quickness down. It's a quick game, and that's the one thing you got to improve on.
Is there anybody you model yourself after being a quarterback? Anyone that you looked up to as a kid?
Well, definitely John Elway. He.
Hey, now, no kissing up to the boss.
No, not really. I just try to play my own game. I got a lot of things that I do well, but also I need a lot of things to work on. But I take bits and pieces from everybody. You got Brett Favre. I've worked with Dan Marino before, and Chris Chandler all the way down. What
do you think of Michael Vick's style?
He's not my style, but he's definitely transcending the game. Hopefully, there's not a lot of them out there because they're going to be taking my job. But it's definitely a new breed of quarterback, but you still see the guys winning in the NFL by dropping back and throwing the ball too. It's just a whole different brand of quarterback he is, but he's definitely exciting to watch.
What is it that you think you still need to work on? You said there's some things you still try to work on. What is it?
You want to get your release quicker. You got to get your feet better. You got to be more accurate, and that's what everybody. Even the best ones out there need to be better. And I'm just happy where I'm at right now. And each day I try to improve on the practice field, and hopefully one day get another opportunity.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
I couldn't believe my ears when I heard Dutton respond to what I asked him about Michael Vick. I said, what do you think of Michael Vick? I honestly expected him to be like, oh yeah, he's great, he does this, or I'm, something. Instead, he's like, yeah.
Well, yeah.
He's like he's going to put us out of business. And he really didn't say a lot, like he didn't like it. And I was surprised.
Is he saying that, I haven't seen John Dutton play.
Okay.
So I don't know if he's a stationary quarterback.
Well, obviously, that's what you would have to be if you don't like Michael Vick and you think he's going to put you out of business. I mean, come on.
Yeah, because, Dutton was also talking about getting back to the NFL.
Right, in which he said he wants to get back. But that's the thing. See, these guys don't have a lot of media exposure, and so you're not getting the basic programmed responses. You're getting what they're really thinking. So I thought that was really interesting.
Which is a pleasure for us.
Yeah.
Cliches. You get tired of cliches.
We hear the same ones over and over again. Pretty soon we're going to be able to interview each other.
Right.
So, what did you think of the game, Greg?
We just
You just couldn't get it going, huh?
No, we couldn't today. It was,
Okay, we better
it was a 40-minute game.
Get ourselves in trouble. But Anyway, so yeah, I thought that was a good interview. I really did. I liked it because it was honest, even though it surprised me. But that's, you know, that's what he really felt. And he's not a mobile quarterback, and so he, you know, obviously does not want to see the game move towards that, which I do. That's why I always liked Steve Young. That was the reason why he was always my favorite quarterback, still is. Michael Vick's coming up pretty close. So it's nice to see that there's finally another quarterback like Steve Young, in my opinion.
Well, I like the original scrambler. I like these two too, but Fran Tarkenton was the original scrambler.
Yes, he was. That's true.
He was the one that started
but
it all.
He didn't quite have the same style and finesse.
Well, he wasn't as fast. These guys are athletes.
Right. They are athletes, that's for sure. But why don't we move on to, I think one of the reasons why the Crush are going to be successful here in town is because they have the backing of everybody's favorite quarterback in Denver, John Elway. And Greg here was trying to get an interview with him. And what did you think of him? What did you think of Elway, your first meeting?
I think he was really shocked by the folks that were there. First of all, he was really, you know, he wanted to talk. I mean, he talks on and on about this, and he is really happy about the fact that these are probably going to be sold-out games. There's enthusiasm out there. Because at one point, he just looked around before I interviewed him. He was just looking at the crowd.
Like, wow. Yeah, I think so, too. I mean, you know, for him, it's got to be exciting to get back in the sports arena. It's a lot better than selling cars, that's for sure.
No comments.
But, you know, I really believe because of who's backing it, and not just him, he's more of a crowd, I think, going to be the draw for the crowd. But I think because of who's backing it, namely Bolin and Kroenke, that it will be successful. I mean, these guys don't fail. They don't know how to fail. It's not in their game.
What do you feel about the crowd today?
You know, it's great. We didn't know what to expect, but again, the fans here in Denver never cease to amaze me like they haven't today, so they come out here, and it's great day to come out and see the players and see a little bit of arena football.
And what do you think about arena football itself as far as the concept and all? I know you're bought into it and all, but what are you looking for in this?
Well, I think that one thing that it's a game that kids will enjoy. I mean, it's a fast-paced game. I mean, football as a whole, because there's so many different things with the extreme sports that are coming into play now, that we're seeing a lot of young kids going to soccer and extreme sports. And so I think with arena football, if the kids will see it, it's affordable for a family to come down and see. And plus, there's a lot of action and it's fast-paced, and I'm sure the kids will like to watch it. So I think, it is different than regular football, but it's still, the bottom line is these guys are guys with big hearts that have courage and come out here and hit and catch and tackle and have fun doing it.
Thinking about making a comeback in arena football?
No, I'm going to be happy watching from the sideline. But it's really been it's been fun putting this thing together and getting it started, and the response here in Denver, as usual, has been fantastic. So we're really looking forward to getting started.
Thanks a lot.
You bet.
Well, we're about out of time for this week. I'm your host, Michelle Bundy, along with co-host Greg Rashid.
The Real Sports Authority from The Ohio State University.
Yes, from The Ohio. And we will see you next week on Take It to the House.
Holla back. Holla back, youngin'. Holla back. Holla back, youngin'. Holla back. Holla back, youngin'. Holla back. I'm gangster. Y'all just wanna be federal agents on the P's. 30 a gram, 28 on the key. Got a good lawyer, I'm gonna squeeze. Thuggin', jeans and Timbs, fitted to the front, lean the brim. Ride, but never on teenage rims. And I keep it between my limbs, styling. Y'all heard about my kick game. I'm on the parquet, you see me at the Knick game. You probably seen this tatted on your chick frame. F-A-B-O-L-O-U-S. Riding, y'all know as well I do. That's the way you can tell I'm blue. So I got a deal, I sell pot too. Cause before I hit the pins, I'm getting bailed by Clue. Holla back, youngin'. Holla back. 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 Cruising. Top on the Sadie's low. Turn this up when you